Just going to go get some bits and pieces from up the road. As I said on the previous video, if the previous video finds its way to YouTube, you'll know what I'm talking about, and if it doesn't really matter. Just turn the broadcast radio down a bit, put out a shout. VK6RAP mobile, listening channel 2.
Morning, Steve. VK6ACB mobile. Steve, I'm just about to enter the tunnel, so maybe I'll catch you on the other side if you're still around. VK6CS mobile, VK6ACB mobile. About 30 seconds to go.
VK6ACB, VK6CS, both mobile. Yeah, morning, mate. No worries at all. Yeah, I'm just going to pick up a couple of bits and pieces, so I'll be around for 10 minutes or so, I would imagine. I'll be listening. VK6CS mobile.
Yeah, no problem. And just on the subject of bits and pieces, those dual gate pits have been shipped, so they're on the way. Over.
Excellent stuff. That's really fast. I didn't actually go down to Ultronics yesterday and pick up the bits for the filter. I did get as far as making the list, because you know I had them sort of scratched on a bit of paper, but actually making up the list saying, you know, 2 of these, 2 of these and 2 of these and all that sort of stuff until this morning, because yesterday, I can't remember what I was doing yesterday, yeah, I just didn't get around to it, but there's plenty of time. No worries, mate, I'll catch you in a minute. Those pretend Toyota sports cars. I actually test drove one of those. Did you see that turning left in front of me there? That was one of these Toyota 86s. I test drove one of those and found it to be, well, I mean, I wasn't very impressed with it at all. I mean, the guy that I phoned up the local Toyota shop when they first came out. There was all this hype in the press about these Toyota 86s. And I phoned up the local Toyota shop, and he said, "Oh, you've got to book a test drive. You can't just, you can't just, you know, drop by and have a test drive." And I said, "Well, I do an unpredictable job. It's not easy for me to do that, so I'll leave it." And he said, "Well, a lot of people buy these cars on spec." And I said, "Well, there's a lot of idiots around, you know." Anyway, I went. I can't remember if it was that day or whether it was a little later on, but I went past another Toyota shop and he had one outside, and I said, you got test drives available for this thing? And he said, "Yeah." Pardon me.
VK6CS, VK6ACB mobile. Got to the bit where you were talking about the list of parts there, Steve. Over.
I'll continue the FT86 story later. VK6CS mobile. Yeah, no worries, mate. So yeah, I got as far as writing down the list of components required for the 500 kilohertz pass filter, and the low pass filter, and that was it. I didn't get to Ultronics, and they're not open today, but I'm sure that there's plenty of time to get the bits and pieces. We've still got to get the oscillators yet, so yeah, but that's really quite impressive. Excuse me, I bought a compressor kit as well, and I'll probably build that this afternoon. Just knock that up and then use the Hua level generator, you know, signal generator, and the level meter just to see what the compression range is. And I went up to the Haag yesterday. Al took his Wayne Kerr. Good job this is not top band or 80 meters SSB. LC meter up there, and we compared it, and mine was reading differently to his. I can't remember if it was high or low now, but it was about 80 to 100 puff out on you know, on 10,000 puff capacitor. So what I'll do is I was going to calibrate it there and then. I should have done, really, because I had that Ultronics multi-purpose pen in my pocket, you know, which has got the little Phillips and the little screwdriver, the little flat in there, so I could have actually done it there and then. I should have done it, but I've had a look around. I can't find a cap, so I'm just going to go and buy a silver mica cap. You know, a nice low tolerance one, sort of 1% or something like that, and I'll take that home and then I'll calibrate it and see how it looks. Then I'll knock up that compressor. So that's what I've got in mind. If I survive that long. VK6ACB, VK6CS both mobile.
VK6ACB mobile. Hopefully I'm getting into the repeater okay. I'm running alongside the overheads on the Mitchell Freeway at the moment going north, and it's making the receive signal a little bit noisy, but we'll be hopping off the freeway fairly shortly, so hopefully I'm getting in okay anyway. And yeah, fine on the LC meter. Well, yeah, I suppose you could do. Yeah, that's it. You get the thing calibrated, and at least then you know it's as close as possible, or as close as you can get it. Yeah, I didn't do an awful lot yesterday. I was on overtime yesterday, as you probably remember. That firmware upgrade on the PABX went ahead yesterday, so I was tied up with that until about 12:30. So yeah, it took most of the morning. I was down there at 7:30. So yeah, that was my morning gone. And didn't do too much yesterday afternoon. Was feeling a bit grotty, so didn't get up to an awful lot. I was feeling a bit better when I woke up this morning, so took the Westfield out for a spin, and then took the bike out for a spin, and the bike still seems to be behaving itself, so quite pleased about that. Oh yeah, and I was looking through a electronics magazine, and I remember at college we used to use a thing called a Daytong Morse generator, you know, just for learning Morse. But Daytong also used to produce a VLF converter as well. But I don't think they're still in operation as a company. But yeah, they used to do a VLF converter in a little metal kind of project box, you know. I never actually saw one of those, but I'm familiar with the Morse tutor thing. So yeah, we'll get the rest of the bits together, and then think about assembling it all. VK6CS, VK6ACB mobile.
VK6ACB, VK6CS both mobile. Well, good to hear the bike's holding up. Yeah, Daytong. I actually remember Daytong. I can't remember the product line they had, but I certainly remember Daytong. Let's get past this guy. From 60 to 50, and yeah, Sunday driver. But then it is Sunday. Yeah, well, Palomar, I think it was, used to make one as well, and I flicked them an email, but that's no longer available either. So I think the sort of VLF, there was probably a bit of a flurry of activity, people building VLF converters, and it was probably a few years ago now. So I think we missed the boat on that one. And of course now a lot of people are using the sound cards on their computers, aren't they? Because you can download the SDR Sharp or whatever it is, and as long as you've got a sound card that'll do 90 kilohertz, or is it 196 or 200 kilohertz sampling or whatever it is, because the highest frequency you can look at is you need a sampling rate double the highest frequency, I think is how it works. You can just stick a wire into the mic input, and you can use that. And if you look at YouTube, there's some quite impressive stuff on there with people listening to VLF with their with the sound cards on the computers. So I was a little bit worried about whether you might be seeing some of the stuff you might be seeing might not be real. It might actually be generated by the computer, you know. Because as you know, laptops are pretty noisy things. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'd still prefer to have a little block converter and just use the HF radio. But it won't take long to build these things. I mean, remember, there's no tuning involved. It's just a block converter, so it's just a low pass filter, mixer, and an amplifier, and that's it. So there's nothing in there that's going to require any head scratching. You know what happened now that I've said that, don't you? And I'd forgotten all about you working yesterday. You know, when I was doing that course, and they said, you know, one of these things you had to fill in was how much time you spent thinking about work outside of working hours. You know, people were putting, you know, so many hours, you know, this, that, and the other, and I put 0. I don't think about work at all when I'm not there. And they said that was the answer they wanted to see. I thought, oh, excellent, I've got something right anyway. And it's true. I really don't. So I'd completely forgotten about that, but by the sound of it, all went quite well. Went as smoothly as possible. Yeah, so that's all good, and we'll just have to see how it goes, won't we? If those problems continue, I don't know whether actually this. I think it was a general upgrade, wasn't it? I'm trying to think if there's another one of those units actually over at the building where they have all the problems, or whether that is the master unit. I've never really taken a great deal of notice of the PABX. VK6ACB, VK6CS, both mobile.
VK6ACB mobile return. Yeah, well, you're quite right. I don't normally think about work too much either while I'm away from it. It's that kind of job. It's good. It's nice to be able to switch off and just leave work where it belongs. But yeah, it did go okay. I don't know. There might be another one over at Welshpool or wherever it is. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I've got orders of magnitude more knowledge on the PABX than I previously had. But having said that, I still know very, very little about it. But there you go. At least I've an idea of what connectors carry what and where they go. That's about it now. And yeah, I'm sure that now you've said it'll be a simple project. It will all go pear-shaped, and we'll probably spend months trying to get it going. And all comments noted on using the sound card and SDR sharp or something similar to that. I must admit, I did wonder about whether I'd be able to do something similar with the Raspberry Pi. And I think people are thinking about that. I did a quick bit of googling subject, and yeah, I think people might be looking into that as well. So that may be worth a little bit of further investigation. But it will, yeah, I'd prefer just to, as you said, just build the converter and use a proper receiver to listen to the signals. I'll be interested to see what we can hear. It should be a good little project. It's something that I've not listened to in the past. I've never attempted to, and I don't think I've ever come across anybody that's tried to do that. So yeah, definitely interested. And yeah, you're not alone. I'm the bike's holding up as well. I was starting to get a little bit despondent with that, but it seems to be itself at the moment. Felt quite good. So yeah, still maintain some feeling in the fingers. VK6 mobile, VK6ACB mobile.
VK6ACB, VK6CS, both mobile. Yeah, there was a gap of about 40 seconds in that QSO, but I got most of it. You started talking about the bike and then you disappeared, and then you said something about your fingers. Getting very scratchy, mate. Anyway, I've arrived where I need to be. I'll say cheers to you, thanks for the chat, and if I don't talk to you later on, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll listen for any final VK6ACB, VK6CS, both mobile. Nah, it's not getting in at all then. Okay, well
hopefully the signal will improve. It was just mine the scribble, so he didn't miss much. Okay, have a good day, mate, and so if I don't chat to you later, see you tomorrow. VK6, yes.